All persons having any business before this honourable court now draw nigh and give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Fadi Ahmad Abdul Rahman.
May it please the court, I move that Fadi Ahmad Abdul Rahman be admitted to this honourable court.
Let
as a lawyer.
Fadi Ahmad Abdul Rahman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vanessa Jane Bransgrove.
May it please the court, I move that my sister Vanessa Jane Bransgrove be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vanessa Jane Bransgrove be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Anthony William Bryant.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Anthony William Bryant be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Anthony William Bryant be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashley Michaela Chidiak.
May it please the court, I move that my niece, Ashley Michaela Chidiak, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashley Michaela Chidiak be appointed as a lawyer of this court.
George Desmond Kramer.
May it please the court, I move that George Desmond Kramer be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let George Desmond Kramer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amy Louise Dench.
May it please the court, I move that Amy Louise Dench be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amy Louise Dench be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tushar Garg.
May it please the court, I move that Tushar Garg be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tushar Garg be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Naomi Hannah Gibbons.
May it please the court, I move that Naomi Hannah Gibbons be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Naomi Hannah Gibbons be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zachary Christian Gomes.
May it please the court, I move that Zachary Christian Gomes be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zachary Christian Gomes be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anushri Rajbukar Goswami.
May it please the court, I move that Anushri Rajiv Kumar Goswami be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Anushri Rajiv Kumar Goswami be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samuel Victor Badua Guzman.
May it please the court, I move that Samuel Victor Badua Guzman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samuel Victor Badua Guzman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Patrick John Hart.
May it please the court, I move that Patrick John Hart be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Patrick John Hart be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Louise Hilton.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Louise Hilton be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Louise Hilton be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas Barry Hodgson.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Thomas Barry Hodgson, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas Barry Hodgson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Jade Hodgson.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Jade Hodgson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Jade Hodgson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Fahid Iftikhar.
May it please the court, I move that Fahid Iftikhar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Fahid Iftikhar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Raghavi Jayasilan.
May it please the court, I move that Raghavi Jayasilan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Raghavi Jayasilan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nakion Kim.
May it please the court, I move that Nakion Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nakion Kim be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew James Kiniston be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matthew James Kiniston be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Andy Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Andy Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Andy Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sally Mae Little.
May it please the court, I move that Sally May Little be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sally May Little be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gregory Peter Lucatus.
May it please the court, I move that Gregory Peter Lucatus be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Gregory Peter Lucatus be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tarun Mahajun.
May it please the court, I move that Tarun Mahajun be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tarun Mahajun be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Charlotte Maley.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Charlotte Maley be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Charlotte Maley be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sartaj Singh Mali.
May it please the court, I move that Sartaj Singh Mali be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sartaj Singh Mali be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shin Yu Mao.
May it please the court, I move that Shin Yu Mao be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shin Yu Mao be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Diane Mitreski.
May it please the court, I move that Diane Mitreski be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Diane Mitreski be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Valentina Moyo.
May it please the court, I move that Valentina Moyo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Valentina Moyo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony George O'Hanlon.
May it please the court, I move that my brother, Anthony George O'Hanlon, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony George O'Hanlon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Phoebe Virginia O'Keefe.
May it please the court, I move that Phoebe Virginia O'Keefe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Phoebe Virginia O'Keefe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Vishaya Catherine Precy.
May it please the court, I move that Vishaya Catherine Precy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Vishaya Catherine Precy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Matthew Thomas Robson.
May it please the court, I move that Matthew Thomas Robson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Matthew Thomas Robson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Marie Louise Russo.
May it please the court, I move that Marie Louise Rousseau be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Marie Louise Rousseau be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Thomas Russell Salmon.
May it please the court, I move that Thomas Russell Salmon be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Thomas Russell Salmon be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jamie Sasha Mikhail Sebaruth.
May it please the court, I move that Jamie Sasha Mikhail Sebaruth be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jamie Sasha Mikhail Sebaruth be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jian Shang.
May it please the court, I move that Jan Shang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jan Shang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucy Claire McNally Shepherd.
May it please the court, I move that Lucy Claire McNally Shepherd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucy Claire McNally Shepherd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jenny Shu.
May it please the court, I move that Jenny Shu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jenny Shu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Arena Kaur Sian.
May it please the court, I move that Arena Kaur Sian be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Arena Kaur Sian be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Rose Spencer.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Georgia Rose Spencer, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Rose Spencer be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lewis David Stoll.
May it please the court, I move that Lewis David Stoll be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lewis David Stoll be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Adrian Talevsky.
May it please the court, I move that my partner Adrian Talevsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Adrian Talevsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kimberly Jean Taylor.
May it please the court, I move that Kimberly Jean Taylor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kimberly Jean Taylor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Catherine Kelly Thomas.
May it please the court, I move that Catherine Kelly Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Catherine Kelly Thomas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Liam Andrew Wilson.
May it please the court, I move that Liam Andrew Wilson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Liam Andrew Wilson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Na Young Zhang.
May it please the court, I move that my sister Na Yong Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Na Yong Yang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Veronica Rose Zaccanini.
May it please the court, I move that Veronica Rose Zaccanini be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Veronica Rose Zaccanini be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Victor Zhu.
May it please the court, I move that Victor Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Victor Zhu be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admissions have just been moved to swear an oath or to make an affirmation. Would all newly admitted lawyers please stand as directed by the officiating officer?
Could rows 1 and 2 and on my right please stand? Fadi Ahmad Abdul Rahman, Vanessa Jane Bransgrove, Joshua Anthony William Bryant, Ashley Michaela Chidiak, George Desmond Kramer, Amy Louise Dench, Tushar Garg, Naomi Hannah Gibbons, Zachary Christian Gomes, Anushri Rajkumar Goswami, Samuel Victor Badua Guzman, Patrick John Hart, Sarah Louise Hilton, Thomas Barry Hodgson, Jessica Jade Hodgson, Fahid Iftikhar. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Please be seated. Could rows 3 and 4 on my right please stand? Ragavi Jayasilan, Nakion Kim, Matthew James Kinniston, Andy Lee, Sally Mae Little, Gregory Peter Lucatis, Tarun Mahajun, Olivia Charlotte Maley, Sataj Singh Mali, Shinyu Mao, Diane Mitreski, Valentina Moyo, Anthony George O'Hanlon, Phoebe Virginia O'Keefe, Vishaya Catherine Precy, Matthew Thomas Robson, Mary Louise Russo, Thomas Russell Salmon, Jamie Sasha Mikhail Sebaruth. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated. Would rows 1 and 2 on my left please stand? Jian Shang, Lucy Claire McNally Shepherd, Jenny Shu, Arina Kaur Sian, Georgia Rose Spencer, Lewis David Stoll, Adrian Talevsky, Kimberly Jean Taylor, Catherine Kelly Thomas, Liam Andrew Wilson, Nayong Yang, Veronica Rose Zaccanini, Victor Zhu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please be seated.
Now that the formal part of the proceedings is complete, I would like, on behalf of the Chief Justice and all of the judges of the court, warmly to welcome you and your family and friends to the Supreme Court of New South Wales. I am Justice Ward. I'm the President of the Court of Appeal and at present the Acting Chief Justice, and I have the honour to represent the Chief Justice at today's very special ceremony for newly admitted lawyers. Present with me on the bench today is Justice Leeming to my right, who is a Judge of Appeal, and Justice Payne to my left, who is also a Judge of the Appeal. Together, as what you might call an appellate bench, we constitute the court which has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice. As we gather here today, I would like first to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal of the Eora Nation, and I pay my respects to their elders past and present. I recognise the long-standing and enduring customs and traditions of our First Nations peoples and their deep connection with country. And I welcome any of our First Nation peoples here today or watching the ceremony online. To all the newly admitted lawyers, it is a great pleasure to welcome you individually to the legal profession of this state, and to be able to do so in person, which was not always possible during the pandemic of the past few years. It's now some 40 years since I sat in this very same courtroom to be admitted, and I well recall the solemnity and of the occasion and the excitement and the pride of my parents, who had nothing to do with the law, who were here to witness the ceremony. Little did I then imagine that one day I would be presiding over just such a ceremony. Well, I'm not sure that I have quite the same stare that the then Chief Justice, Sir Lawrence Street, had at the time. I'm also pleased to welcome each of your guests, either in person or online. You don't need me to tell you this, but today is indeed a day for celebration. You will all have worked extremely hard to reach this milestone, perhaps through caffeine-filled nights, no doubt through obscure problem questions, and reading far more cases than you will ever be able to hope to remember. You're entitled to be proud of your achievements, and your family and friends are entitled to be proud of you. No doubt many of them will feel that they are equally qualified to be admitted here today, having shared the knowledge of law that you have gained over the years, and no doubt having been on the receiving end of your finely honed skills of advocacy and persuasion. They may feel they know more about what, on Bastille Day, I should refer to as escargots in ginger beer bottles, and the cannibalisation of shipwrecked cabin boys than it was ever necessary for them to know. And depending on how good an advocate you already are, you might convince them to host a celebration of the day. Can't now be at lunch unless it's a very late lunch, but perhaps at dinner. I should say, in being admitted as a lawyer today, you have joined a centuries-old profession with ancient origins. The custom of advocates swearing an admissions oath dates back to the 12th century. This court was established not long after, in 1823, and first admitted lawyers to practice in 1824, making New South Wales one of only a handful of jurisdictions with a continuously operating court such as old as this. By 1830, the names of lawyers were entered onto rolls in this state, as you will do when you leave this ceremony. So you have now become part of this tradition almost 200 years later. And perhaps for some of you, and certainly almost likely for your friends and family, this is as long as it feels like you've been studying. At the heart of the tradition is the direct relationship between the court and lawyers as officers of the court. The oath or affirmation you have made today, which has been witnessed by your family and your peers, is a serious one and it deserves solemn regard. You must always remember that admission as a member of the legal profession is a privilege, not a right. Today, you assume ethical obligations over and above those that you owe as members of the community. The legal profession is dedicated to upholding the rule of law, one of the most important pillars of a peaceful and democratic society. And so the standards that will be expected of you as legal professionals are correspondingly high. In whatever area you practice, as lawyers, you should be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice. You will certainly owe onerous duties to your clients, but you must remember that your paramount duty is to the court. Among the obligations that you acquire to the court today are a duty of full disclosure of the relevant law, a duty of candour not to mislead the court or knowingly to permit your client to do so, a duty to refuse to permit the commencement or continuation of baseless proceedings, a duty to exercise care before making allegations of misconduct against any other person, a duty not to assist any form of improper conduct, and a duty to conduct cases before the court efficiently and expeditiously. You will be required to comply faithfully with your ethical obligations, no matter what pressures may be placed upon you, and no matter that they may conflict at times with your client's wishes or desires. It is in acknowledgement of this weighty responsibility that we observe today's unique formalities. An occasion such as this marks not only the achievements you have made in the course of your studies, but also the prospect of those to which you aspire in the future. Each of you will have taken a different, although in many cases similar, path to join the legal profession. You come from different homes, different backgrounds, and different cultures. You will bring to the practice of law different experiences and different perspectives. You will no doubt have different expectations and aspirations for your career. The legal profession and the administration of justice are both enriched by that diversity. This makes it important for us to strive for diversity in all aspects of the legal profession, including on the bench. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges ensures that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community. One aspect of this diversity is reflected by the increasing number of women admitted to practice. Although women were originally not permitted to practice law at all, since 2018, women have made up more than half of all solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales, and currently about 64% are solicitors under the age of 30. Women occupy many of the most senior positions in the law, including, of course, the Chief Justice of Australia and the Chief Justices of the Supreme Courts of Victoria, Queensland, and the Australian Capital Territory. But there should also be cultural and ethnic diversity. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, for example, and those from diverse cultural backgrounds continue to be underrepresented in the legal profession, particularly within the judiciary and the ranks of senior counsel. As many notable judges before me have observed, it is important to the maintenance of the rule of law that the constitution of the court reflect the community which we serve. It is your great privilege as a lawyer not only to inherit a body of knowledge that has developed over hundreds of years, but to also have the chance to contribute to its ongoing evolution. The legal profession is one that demands a constant commitment to learning. You may well have thought that this was an end to your studies, but if so, it is my unpalatable duty to inform you that you are wrong. The law is complicated and constantly changing. Were it otherwise, there would not be the scope for academic discourse that there is, and we judges would not so regularly have our misunderstanding of the law pointed out to us by the advocates who appear before us. Rest assured, for those of you with a bibliophobia, that is, the fear of running out of reading material, that as lawyers will never materialise. On other similar occasions in this court, the former Chief Justice acknowledged that it would never be possible for you to learn everything that there is to know about the law. But that does not absolve you from the duty of keeping on top of the developments of the law, particularly since it may be your task to enlighten members of the judiciary as to those developments and as to why their long-held understanding of the law needs to be modified. The list of duties that I noted earlier are the minimum, not the total of your professional obligations. As a lawyer, you have a duty to serve the community by protecting and promoting the basic tenets of our legal system: justice, equality, due process, and the rule of law. At times, you may have to defend unpopular clients and causes. You must do so to the best of your ability, and you must be willing to protect the rights of minorities and to speak out against abuses of power. Remember that you will have the opportunity and the concurrent obligation to play a trusted role in some of the most important and difficult events in the lives of others. It might be said that you have now entered the real world, the real legal world. In one famous annual speech to the Law Society, the former Chief Justice likened lawyers to plumbers, a necessary evil and often difficult and expensive and difficult to get hold of. I apologise to any plumbers in the courtroom today, but it shows you how valuable they are. You now encounter the reality of the legal world, of eggshell skulls and peppercorn rents. You may meet the mysterious reasonable person, and you will have to apply the Constitution with an understanding that it consists of so much more than the vibe of the thing. You will be called upon as an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, an advocate for the marginalised. But as you go about your day-to-day work, you must remember you are not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but law as it applies to people's lives. You must strive to deliver legal services competently and fearlessly, with courtesy and integrity. Remember that the way you communicate information to others will have profound consequences for access to justice. For a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make it accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and sometimes by both. As lawyers, we must use our training not to keep the law locked up as something knowable only to ourselves. While we mark this occasion with formality and tradition, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The COVID-19 pandemic has meant a rapid shift to increased use of virtual courtroom setups and technology. For those of us who are Luddites, it has proposed technological and other issues. For others, there is the risk of getting stuck behind a Zoom kitten filter. But there have been more significant difficulties to grapple with in terms of access to justice, open justice, effective communication, and fairness to all participants. As the newest members of our profession, you are at the forefront of innovation of the law, and you have a unique opportunity to see through changes so that justice is done openly and equitably. I have spoken about diversity. Notwithstanding that you are a diverse group, you now share a common membership of the legal profession. By its very nature, law is not a solitary occupation. There is no doubt, however, that on occasion it can be isolating and it can be highly stressful. Clients can be, and often are, unsurprisingly demanding. Work may not progress in the way that you have hoped. Those of you who practice in litigation may find, but surely this will be rare, that you encounter difficulty in persuading a judge of the wisdom of your arguments or the merits of your client's case. In those times, the support of your peers will be invaluable, and you should remember to make use of that support. In that context, I propose now to call upon the young representatives of the New South Wales Bar Association and the Law Society to say a few words. Although we are honoured by the presence of the President of the Bar Association this afternoon, I propose to call on a much younger member of the profession to speak with you. Ms. Aitken, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Emily Aitken, and I have been practicing for 1 year at the bar, predominantly in the areas of employment, industrial, and work health and safety law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association and our President, who is here today, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. It is an honour to be a lawyer and, in my case, a barrister, and I am proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and that it allows me to give expert advice and represent people in court and to contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you are interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. And every year there is a Career at the Bar open day. In your first year of practice at the bar as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who will meet with you weekly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you will receive at the bar is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational events for 0 to 5 year barristers like me, and a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association: to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preference. Whether as a lawyer or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association and our President, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Thank you, Ms. Aitken. Mr. Musri, representing the Law Society, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is Bernie Musri, and not so long ago, I was precisely where you are today. And what a tremendous day it is for all of you. You're here, being admitted to the Supreme Court roll. As the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey, you should all feel immensely proud of everything you've achieved so far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. There were, and I dare say likely remain, many uncertain challenges to overcome. But as I stand here today, after only a couple of years working as a solicitor, I can tell you that I've already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the significance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you all now belong. The Law Society is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We're bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities, as well as to uphold the rule of law, a duty which now also rests with each of you. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That's why I've been a part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for 5 years now. And here, amongst opportunities to advocate and join committees, I've found friendship, genuine inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it the most. By joining the Law Society New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that each of you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. We look forward to welcoming you into the profession. Look us up or speak to your employer. May it please the court.
Thank you, Mr. Musri. In closing, can I say that in my experience, the law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging and satisfying, and populated by intellectual, committed and dedicated, dynamic people. It was suggested in submissions by senior counsel in the Court of Appeal before me recently that at every time in someone's legal career, the person will think, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore, I want to be a film producer. Well, let me tell you, that's certainly not been the case in my experience. You should be proud to be a lawyer, and you should strive always to perform your obligations so that you can remain proud to be a lawyer. On behalf of all the judges of the Supreme Court, and in particular Justices Leeming and Payne, who are with me on the bench today, I offer my sincere congratulations to each of you, and I warmly welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.